I ain't worried about a hater. I ain't worried about a demon. And I ain't worried about an enemy. Even though I know they scheming. I said my worries. Right here, worshiping all in his blood. Girl, you idolizing that mirror, that beauty gon' fade. Why you idolizing them numbers betray? Oh yeah, I'm right here with my father in that secret place. No place I'd rather be, I'm talking about that sweet escape. I need that living water, get rid of my evil ways. You will only be presented holy if you keep the faith. Today somebody really gon' get murdered, it's me for certain. I'ma run to the one whose love is first. Take all my that burden. I was so foolish, had a couple of sins. But then I met my king, he told me that I must repent. Gave him this cup of sin, and then I felt renewed within. Was out here wildin' out, now I'm in my father's house, seeking my designer now. You the one that gives me strength, oh Lord, I'm taking all these chains out. Check, look how my father judged. Couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't breathe, I couldn't think. Isolating myself, like giving my 50 feet. Inside of me was anxiety, paranoia, and pride of me. Fell for Satan deception. All my life I just died of it. Society's a fugitive, a Lucifer's lunatic. My excessive use of alcohol and drugs make me abusive. They Bible and crucifix, my music is witness. Funny how we found amusement in the circle of foolishness. They all my rumors of it made me just another stepchild. When sent into this world and place humanity in exile. The death and resurrection of Yeshua left us blessed. Now salvation for the Jewish people and also for the Gentiles. They say that I'm too holy for the radio. That's why you put little homie on the radio. They said I'm too Christian to be on mainstream. But if you a Christian, man, why we don't do the same thing? They like me, this man can't sit together. Politics and religion are always together.
I come from here, people here, I just had to breathe. They was saved, I was home, why you every day?
Real life, real white, it ain't nothing nice. Things ain't always right, keep my game on tight. They say I come from nothing, boy, it might be right. Got enough and haters just be talking, but they ain't really saying nothing.
Check. DJ, Sister Hand, what's up, man? How you doing today, man? 1, 2, DJ, Sister Hand, what's going on, man?
Check, man. How you doing? Enjoying the drama, man.
I'm feeling good. It's cold outside, but I think I'm still warm. You think
so? All right.
I think so. I hope they warm it. I hope y'all warm at home. Welcome to another edition of Baba Beats and Bars. I am the co-host, Trey the Drummer, and you've been listening to the man who cuts you up each and every Saturday, DJ Scissorhands. I know y'all having a great time at home. Y'all just can't wait. They be like, Mom, Dad, Baba Beats and Bars is on. Come on. Yeah, y'all gonna get there. Y'all gonna feel it real soon. So let's get it. How's your week been, DJ? You been all right, man?
Man, it's all right. I made it through that bad, boy. I know that for certain.
I know this week was kind of weird. It was kind of a long week. For some odd reason, I had a long week too, man. I'm so glad I got through it. Kids went back to school, and I know they were kind of in their feelings a little bit and everything too, but I'm glad we all got through it and got to the weekend. So without further ado, you already know about Beats and Bars. We're just going to let you get loose just a little bit. Let DJ's Scissorhands slice you up because I know he got a nice mix for you. So turn your TVs up, turn your radios up, go to the kitchen and get you something to eat and maybe even something to drink. Because tonight we're going to have some fun on Baba Beats and Bars. Yo, DJ, it's time to slice them up. Let's go.
Yeah, T-Rock. Talk about loyalty, he got it. Talk about trust, he got it. Longevity, yeah, he got it. I got a friend that's forever, Will he ever turn his back? No, never, no sir. I got a friend that's forever, Will he ever turn his back? No, never, no sir. I got a friend that's forever, Will he ever turn his back? No, never, no sir. I got a friend that's forever, Will he ever turn his back? No, never, no, never. Will he ever walk away from me? He set me free. Heard my cry when I was down on bending knees. Some friends to face, some friends betray, but God never leads you astray. Sometimes it's hard, but the promise is you'll be okay. Perfecter of my faith by His amazing grace. Yeah, He's my best friend. I'm calling Him my ace. I used to chase dollars, but now it's gotta chase. I hope that hits home like round in third base. When I deserve to die, He traded out His blood. When I was in the desert, He caused the heavens to flood. Anybody thirsty? Yeah, He will quench your thirst. He'll supply your needs. Just gotta feel like I got a friend that's forever. Will he ever turn his back? No, never, no sir. I got a friend that's forever. Will he ever turn his back? No, never, no sir. I got a friend that's forever. Will he ever turn his back? No, never, no sir. I got a friend that's forever. Will he ever turn his back? No, never, no, never. There's a friend that sticks closer than a brother, and the greatest command is to love one another. So I gotta do it, cause He first loved me. Then I look at my Father, that's the way I wanna be. Getting mistreated, that's the way that He lived. At the end of the day, He chose to forgive. If my Father did it, then I can do it too. No matter what I face, or what I go, that's why my past in the rear view. I'm looking through the clear view. Obstacles, man, I stare through. Now, yeah, I will not fear you. Yeah, He is the way, the truth, and the light. No man comes to the Father except through Jesus Christ. I got a friend that's forever. Will he ever turn his back? No, never, no sir. I got a friend that's forever. Will he ever turn his back? No, never, no sir. I got a friend that's forever. Will he ever turn his back? No, never, no sir. I got a friend that's forever. Will he ever?
You need to bring that back one more gear.
Someone is on the block is a real route. Change clothes, give you like the price and rap real loud.
All right, it's time for my man.
Y'all already know what's up. Give it up for the host of Bible Pizza Bars. Give a big warm welcome for Minister Fred. What's up, man? Let's go.
On track, I say swag, shoot 'em up with the guy. Left, lean right, stand up to the slope for God and the sun. So that's what I'm here. Shine out. Hold on for hostile. Don't play, no cheat, no diamond ring. Oh man, you pull that tour music, boy. What's up?
Oh, that's how you just gonna come to the stage like that. Okay. That's a flavor right there. That's a flavor right there.
That's what music deep down. That's your stuff, bro.
That's that stuff right there.
Oh man. Welcome, bro. Welcome everybody, man.
Welcome everybody. Welcome at home or where you are. You might be driving. Just make sure you're not holding your phone while you drive.
Please don't. Amen.
Amen. We're gonna pray covering over it right now. How's your week, Minister Fred? How you been, man?
Man, it's been a full week. But it's been a good week and full. I'm really glad we made it to see the session this Saturday, because this was actually our first full year, guys, of the year 2021.
Ooh.
Because remember, the first fell on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
And then this is our full week,
This is true. This is true.
So this is good, and welcome. We are just excited to have you. You know what I mean?
I'm very excited to have everyone online, because I think today we're going to be talking about a lot of important things today.
Yeah.
It's going to be dropping out all types of jewels, information, and just everything. I think they just think to stay tuned. Go ahead and share it. Just share this right now. Be like, yo, they live. They about to drop something on us. I know he definitely is. I know DJ gonna drop something.
Yeah, DJ always doing something crazy. What's up, bro? How you feeling, bro?
Man, you already know, ready to drop. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so do we? Let's just go in. Let's do it this way. I want to go ahead and get this because last week we didn't get a chance to get our partners, a Foundation for Drug-Free World in. So we want to make sure we get them in today. So I think let's do that first, then come back and let's have some fun with the music and get right in on this really amazing stuff happening in our community. You know what I mean?
I'm down with it. Let's go ahead. And
so here it is, man. We're going to show a little something. I think you'll really be blessed by it. I'm going to slide over a little bit. And I'm going to stay on the stage. This is good. And shout out to our sponsor. It's official. It's No More Dirty Stage. Watch yourself, brother.
Official. Yeah, this hitting a lot of homes, man.
Vodka,
tequila,
scotch,
beer,
wine, rum,
gin, whiskey,
Alcohol.
alcohol probably took 20 years of my life, and you can't get that back.
Alcohol is a drug, which most people don't think it is, but it actually is. It's classed as a depressant, meaning it slows down vital functions in the body.
Alcohol is made through the fermentation of fruits and grains.
The process of fermentation is basically letting fruit sit and rot until it can produce a mind-altering effect when you drink it.
There's different types of things you can drink that have different amounts of alcohol in. Like a beer, if you just drink beer, that has 2 to 6% alcohol. Wine is about 8 to 20% alcohol. And then you got your hard liquors, which are like vodka or whiskey, which are about 40 to 50% alcohol.
When someone drinks 2 or more drinks, it acts as a stimulant. When they drink more than that, it acts as a depressant.
If you binge drink, what you're doing is you're just drinking repeatedly over and over large amounts and large quantities of alcohol. If you put that much alcohol in your system at one time, you can get alcohol poisoning, which could lead you to go into a coma or even kill you.
12 years old. I was in the 7th grade.
When I was in 8th grade, I think I was 13 years old.
It became very regular at 14 years of age.
15 years old when I first started drinking. 17 years old, started going out to parties, doing things like that.
At first, drinking was a sociable thing. You know, I drank with my friends.
That I was really cool going out with all the older guys. And I tried to show off in front of them and drink myself stupid. I just go out and party all night.
By the time I was probably 15 is where I started drinking at school. Putting it in a water bottle, I would take vodka or gin, something clear that looked like water, and I would just drink in class and pop mints in my mouth.
We'd go in, break into his parents' liquor cabinet, fill up our super big gulps full of ice and everything, and then stop by 7-Eleven and fill the rest of it up with Coke, and then make the first credit.
I was drinking not just at parties and stuff, but after classes and after work, and even at work.
I waited tables, so it was very easy access to alcohol.
It was just hard to say no. It was so readily available, and it was constantly there.
My drug problem wasn't something that happened immediately. It happened so slowly that I missed the fact that I was addicted to it.
It became a routine, a way of life.
The only type of people I would hang out with were people who were using drugs or drinking alcohol. And it got to the point where that's all I cared about.
It became far more than just a partying thing. It was a necessity.
Without having alcohol in me, I could not function.
I kind of became a loner because all I ever wanted to do was just drink and drink and drink.
It felt like it was my only friend. It felt like that it was always there for me somewhere. You know, when things were going bad, I could always have a few drinks. Well, for me, it was never a few drinks. It was always a lot of drinks.
I was consuming about 30 beers a day, a whole case of beer, and 3/4 of a gallon of light rum. I would essentially have that and black out every night.
I could do nothing but drink 24/7, drink, pass out, drink, pass out.
I literally started drinking so much that I would shake if I didn't have a drink.
When I would not drink, I'd get extremely sick. Definitely sick.
Just really achy all over, and you have headaches, and you're so dehydrated that you have no energy.
Alcohol had been, in and out my body so much that I had to pour away some of the lining of my esophagus, and blood was creeping in.
I was a physical disaster. I was that far in my addiction of physical withdrawal that when I shut that alcohol intake off, my body tried to shut down.
The actual withdrawal from alcohol can kill you, for one thing. It's too intense. Your body has no vitamins, or is dehydrated, and you can have DTs, you can seizure to death. It's terrible.
I got a phone call, that my father was in the hospital and that he was really, really sick, and that he wasn't going to make it. So the next day I got on a plane to go home. And my only way to confront this was to drink alcohol. So I showed up at the airport pretty drunk, and my family, saw me there, and, they didn't know what to say. The worst thing about it is that my father was kept conscious so that he could see me before he passed away. But instead of disgracing his memory, they'd put him on life support.
I had gotten kicked out of this bar for fighting. I was beyond drunk, and I was attacked and raped. And I went home, and I stayed in my apartment for a week. My mom would come knocking on the door. I'd pretend I wasn't home. I felt like it was my fault. I was the one that was at that bar. I was the one that was getting drunk.
I went home, and I had a roommate. And for some reason, we got into an argument, which resulted in a fight, and the cops got called. I blacked out for part of it, so I couldn't figure out why I was waking up in jail.
I drank some beer there at the bar inside the airport. I just ordered another beer and put my backpack on and started walking through the terminal smoking a cigarette. I didn't care what I was supposed to be doing. And I ended up getting a fight with the police there at the airport. And I woke up in jail. I had staples in my head.
In the military, I woke up and I actually had to crawl on my hands and knees off the flight deck of the carrier because I couldn't walk. And then I got discharged from that. Lost a girlfriend and a kid, my whole life.
I drank to blackout one night. Well, sometime about an hour later, I got back up. I went to my bedroom. My wife wasn't there. I went to the girls' bedroom, and they were all in the bed together, basically hiding from me through a blackout. And I decided right then that I couldn't stay there anymore. I was afraid I was going to hurt someone in a blackout.
I haven't had drank in 3 years, yet I'm reminded daily of my alcohol abuse because of the long-term effects. I have horrible short-term memory, and it makes everyday life very difficult for me. Just remembering names, remembering how to do things.
As a result of alcohol, I had high blood pressure, and I still have it.
Destroys your internal organs, and it can destroy your brain functions, your handwriting, small motor skills. That's definitely a poison.
I have liver pains, bone and muscle aches that just used to not be there. And it's not age. I'm not that old. I should be in my prime right now. And I probably aged myself 20 years through alcohol abuse.
Alcohol is slow, but it's the most hideous form of death. If I had known how sneaky and dangerous and insidious alcohol is, if somebody had kind of told me, and if I had known that it's not this symbol for a good time, I think that would have made a difference.
It's not like some of the other drugs that instantly after your first time you're hooked and you're addicted to it. A lot of times, most of my friends didn't even like the taste of beer when they first started drinking.
It started out as something that was fun, something we did on weekends. How it progressed to an everyday, all-day thing is beyond me. I have no answer to that. I do not understand how that happened, but it did.
It's nothing but misery. The last 12, 13 years of my life, I've spent probably over $500,000, and over 4 or 5 years of that has been institutionalized, whether it be in a alcohol treatment rehab facility or, incarcerated. Alcohol is just as bad, if not worse, than heroin or barbiturates or anything else. I don't know, if 60% of people go out to drink and get drunk, chances are that they're going to lead to something else and they're going to end up on a downward spiral.
I may not be very old, but I have definitely seen some hellish things from alcohol. To be honest, I didn't think someone could get to the point that I was at my age. I thought that took years and years, but no, downward spiral.
It might seem fun at the beginning, but after you get stuck in that lifestyle for years, you realize how not fun it is. It's terrifying.
Man, that's deep. That's some deep stuff, man. Sometimes we think that the smallest things are don't have a big effect on our lives or us or other people, but those are the main things that have the huge effect on the family dynamic, personal dynamic, work dynamic, even financial. It's expensive to have that type of lifestyle or go through that struggle, should I say.
Yeah. One of the things, I'm gonna be a little transparent since we got some really good stuff today. My father, rest in peace, he and his brothers, growing up, they dealt with a parent that was alcoholic or abused alcohol. And as a result, my dad was probably the only one that made it out. He escaped from alcohol. His biological father, stepfather, they would drink, get paid on Friday, drink Friday night, whoop their head Friday night, leave, and then come back. And my brothers, my dad's father died in the street. Somebody beat him to a pulp, like blood in the street, alcohol. And it was a gateway. And that's the reason why, for me, I don't drink at all. Because I've seen it. I got homies get drunk, shoot somebody in the head, over, incarcerated for life. I worked in New Orleans a lot, as a juvenile, at the juvenile prison. I worked with kids and that were there for juvenile life because of a crime. And I could always trace it at least 70 to 80% back to alcohol,
drugs,
at least one gate drug. And usually it was marijuana or it was heroin every time. And then once they were high and they were feeling like they were Superman, they would do whatever they're going to do. And when they came down, it was a wrap. And it happens for adults too. But, for me, and we want to say thank you to Foundation for Drug-Free World, because we want you to get this. Like, this is real talk. Yeah. There's a spiritual application, but then it's a practical one. You know what I'm saying? How about you? Anything too?
I just want to add, just because things are legal don't mean it's good for you.
Hey, that's real. Man, that's so simple but so good right there. Just because it's legal, doesn't mean it's good for you.
Yeah, Paul says, though it is lawful, it's not expedient. Now, we're not saying that because if you look at the biblical principle, everything is in moderation. We understand that. But here's the question you have to ask, and then we're gonna move on. And I want to pray too for those that are listening to me as relates to this. But the question I had to ask myself, and I'm gonna share with you, is: do you know how much your drinking or choosing that particular possible vice can lead to, and how much damage it can really impact you, your significant other, your kids, and so on and so on and so on in your community? Because you got to understand, these type of legal vices, and I'll say it that way, are in our neighborhoods. You have usually a trap house, crack house, dope house, whatever you want to call it. Then you have a corner store with ABC. You already know the business. And then you'll have a church house. You hear what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's real.
So you got to get to the church house. Is usually the last spot to get to if you get there.
True
that. You feel me?
That's
so
real.
Just be mindful,
And I'm gonna put this on there too.
Yeah, what's up?
I drank so much, was so young, and for so long, I got pancreatitis, which led to my diabetes. So I killed my pancreas. I drank so much. So
man, again, it causes. There's what's the word I'm looking for? It causes an effect.
Yeah, it was the after effects.
Yeah,
right.
A long-term effect as well too.
Right.
Because now your mindset has to be different now dealing with diabetes. You just can't be like, man, I don't care.
Right.
I'm gonna do this. I can just gonna be black and die. No, man, you can be black and live.
Right, or white or brown. Or
this is real.
Real. So we just want you to really just take a minute. We want to stop and take a minute because this is the new year. Like, you know, one of those resolves could be, I want to be a better person in this area, what I bring into my body. That's all. Just be mindful. And if you are struggling, I'm going to encourage you to pick up your cell phone, dial 2-1-1. It's a crisis services number, and it's actually across the country. Every state has one. So wherever you're listening to and watching us from, it is available to you. In our area, we have it as well. And what happens is you'll call, they'll say, how can I help you? What's your zip code? You tell them your zip code and what your concern is. Or if you're struggling, and then they will provide a free resource right there on the spot. No judgment. They'll just give you what you need and say, hey, if you need us, here's the number, or you want to stay on the line, we can get somebody to you ASAP. And it is a situation.
Tell me, is it private for those people to be like, man, I don't want nobody to know I'm struggling. I don't want nobody to know that I called in. Do they have that privacy there for you to where you know that, hey, even though this is my vice and my skeleton and I'm not ready for everyone to know about it,
right. They do.
I can still work on me without.
So you can call in and you can actually say, I want to be anonymous, but I need help. And then you can actually still get the help that's needed. There's several programs out there. I don't know. I'm not going to go into detail, but I just want you to just know that there is help, there is resolve, there's relief. And even if you are feeling like, hey, I hear you, Minister Fred, but I don't want to, I'm still not easy with it, you can reach out to us at the spot, nomoredirty.org. You can hit us up on the email. You can pull up on Saturday. You can pull up on Friday for the show. You can pull up anytime, or you can just reach out to us at 256-698-9749. There's ways. You can hit us up on our Instagram, our Twitter, our Facebook. You know, just send us a message, you know. So I just wanted to just take a minute, and as we have now entered the new year, our second week in the new year, man, let's do some new things, you know. Let's do some new things. You know what I mean?
Level up,
right? So let's do this. God, we want to say thanks again for the information. We ask that you now help us to level up, as Dre Drummer says all the time. Spot on. And we give you our choice decision, our minds, and most ultimately, we'll give you the glory and the credit to be God. In the name of Yeshua Christ, we know to be Jesus of the Bible. Amen.
Amen.
Hey, welcome to the session. You want to bring us again and introduce my man, bro?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now that we got the seriousness out the way, we can kind of let loose a little bit, let our hair down a little bit. Oh, DJ got them headphones on. Y'all already know what it's time to do. Go ahead and turn that stereo up. We're about to have some fun real quick. DJ Scissorhand, you're listening and tuned in to another edition. Like always, make sure you share it. This edition of Bible Beats and Bars. DJ Scissorhands, make us feel good real quick, man.
Love that, man.
I just wanna live free. Bring me up, bring me up,
My boy Kilo.
I just wanna live free. Bring me up, bring me up, I just want so what if I don't say I pray every morning? I don't feel like going to church every Sunday. Don't wanna love, but I'd rather be lonely. I'm a winner, I feel like my opponent. Today I don't wanna be running. 2 for 1 all day, I might just go give me 1 or 2. Yeah, it's cool. Don't be worried about what I do, yeah. Just leave my mind. What a time. It ain't a crime, but I can tell you how to live. Do it in your crib. I gotta work, I don't play going in. Too much work, I don't feel like fighting sin. Testing my strength, right you again. Look where I've been. I just wanna live free. Bring me up, yeah. I just wanna live free. Bring me up, yeah. I just want so what if I don't say I pray every morning? I don't feel like going to church every Sunday. Don't wanna love, but I'd rather be lonely. I'm a winner, I feel like my opponent. Say it, my rip.
You know the move. What to do, but what I be, what I do. Got them sick, no flu. Dropping blessings out the blue. Came through with the move. What's up for my G.O.D.? Tell me where would I be? Old thought in elementary. I see the penitentiary. One day, been set free. Tell me where would I be? One of the many testimonies of a G. Tell me where would I be? Mike bless me with that blue Bugatti. All Christ, no Illuminati. Kicking gospel flows, no karate. Where would I be without you? Where would I be without you? Where would I be without you? Without you. Where would I be without you? Where would I be without you?
Cleanliness is next to godliness, you understand? So that right there should tell you that God wants us clean on the inside and fresh on the outside. Yeah, let's get it. Clean on the inside, fresh on the outside. It's more than how I look, man. I gotta get my mind right. Clean on the inside, fresh on the outside. I gave my life to Christ, now I gotta represent Him right. Clean on the inside, fresh on the outside. It's more than how I look, man. I gotta get my mind right. Clean on the inside, fresh on the outside. It's more than how I look, yeah. I made them clean on the inside, cause I've been washed by the blood of the Lamb, stronger than bleach and tie. Yeah, you know I've been tried down in the fire. I'm coming out gold, yeah, strength is my desire. My attire's made up by the armor of God. Tearing down Satan's kingdom when He gives me the nod. On my job every day, Christian life takes work, so I'm studying and praying, keep my mind up right the dirt. Man, I'm clean on the inside, fresh on the outside. It's more than how I look, man. I gotta get my mind right. Clean on the inside, fresh on the outside. I gave my life to Christ, now I gotta represent Him right. Clean on the inside, fresh on the outside. It's more than how I look, man. I gotta get my mind right. Clean on the inside, fresh on the outside. Outside is more.
Woo, come on, y'all, give it up for my man DJ Scissor. Hey,
man, I forgot my band-aids. I just knew you wasn't gonna do this today. I just knew you wasn't gonna do this today. Okay.
Man, I don't know no better, man. You know,
God, man, dang. That's what I get for trying to. Man, shoot. How y'all feeling at home? I know y'all feeling good at home. It was like, man, I could have kept on dancing. I feel you. Appreciate you, DJ Scissor here.
It's all love, bro. It's all love.
oh man, hey, so before we get into this thing, man, how was your show, man, on the 2nd?
Man, oh man, I think I'm still kind of on that high from last week. It was just that hot, man. The people came out in droves.
Yeah, man,
everyone was
pictures, bro.
Oh wow, people was practicing social distancing. We just had a great time, man. It was on another level. It felt really great to be inside there.
That's what's up, man. Come on, y'all. Y'all give it up for R&B Live, man.
Yes.
Family, man. And then we always got to stop and plug, man. Our new 2020-21 sponsor, Ed Gaines, G93, man.
G93, yes.
Radio, baby.
Yes.
So don't forget, tomorrow, Sunday, we're always going to be going live. We'll be on G93. So you just got to go to live365.com, download the G93 radio app, and then you can hear us live. Suzanne, Coach Joe, Marcus Sims from Marcus Sims Media, man. You got Scissorhand, and you got Smite, and then of course yours truly. Hey man, we got to get you on too, man. It's just you in this thing now, bro. 2021. What you think?
Yep. Oh yeah, you got to go up under the bus like the rest of them.
See, I don't like under the bus. I don't know if I like that.
Pay your dues, dog.
I don't know.
Walk in like that.
I mean, I'll sit in front of the bus, but
wherever you can catch on there, man,
Nah, you good,
I did. It'll be a privilege. It will definitely be a privilege.
So we're on at 5 o'clock on G93, and then you could go roll over to at 6 o'clock to 103.1 We Up, 103. We Up, and they have an app too. So, and then of course, if you just say, I just want to just watch it another time or look at this another time, you can always go to the website nomoredirty.org, click on No More Dirty Radio, scroll down, click our episode, which will be the 10th of of January. You know what I mean?
You know what else they need to do?
What's that?
They need to go to the YouTube page.
Come on, talk about that, bro.
They need to go check it out. No More Dirty.
INC.
And make sure you subscribe.
Yeah.
Push that little red thing down there. Make sure you subscribe. And then also make sure you get notifications when we on live, because you got to share when we on live, because you never know what we going to be doing with Bible beats and bars. And No More Dirty.
That's right. And we got the TV show, which is actually, it only is exclusively on the YouTube page. And that's every Friday. Listen, every Friday night at 7:30. So what you think about the show, man? I'll be seeing you going off up in there, man.
I like to stay watching everything just to study a little bit, see where it might happen. But it's really dope. I think for the community that I grew up in the Adventist community and everything, I think is a really dope idea. It's really dope. It can be something really, really, really big, especially when I know at home, I Google cast it to my TV, and then I just make sure it's on the radio. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just let everyone just hear, the boom bop, like you say. Let them hear the boom bop. We just have some fun. I just have some fun at the house when reading and studying and stuff like that, man. It's really dope. Appreciate you for what you're doing and what you're building for
it's a team effort. So
the community.
And what makes it really great is that we have you to be a part of it, because none of this makes any sense. And I said this last week on the radio show. None of this makes any sense if you're not a part of the team. We cannot do this. I mean, we could, but it wouldn't make the same. It wouldn't be as impactful. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what's up. All right, man. Let's drop a little tune, man. Give me a tune, bro. Just drop me something. I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna go in there and share, man, what's going on, how to do some new things in this new.
How we gonna level up? Level up.
Level up. I like that, bro.
I do too. I got it from a man who's no longer with us no more, but hey.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
Nipsey Hussle.
Oh, you already know.
Nipsey Hussle, level up.
And I love his comeback,
Definitely.
His turn and his comeback. He not only level, but we kick it off with that. That's dope, man. You can open stuff on that.
Definitely.
So yeah, just give us one apiece. I'm gonna drop a little something.
Oh.
Remember this one?
Oh.
It's called Love Thing. Now the Bible says that we got to love the Lord our God with our whole heart, mind, and soul. And we can go, you know what I mean? It goes like this.
It's a love thing.
Love thing.
It's a love thing.
Gotta have love thing. Check it. Break it down. Now the one said to the two said to the three, talk about the God family. Father God said, hey son. Jesus said, what's that, daddy? What we gonna do about man sin and his wicked destiny? Check it. Holy Spirit said, bet I'm gonna talk to Virgin Mary, like, you know what I mean, Dre? And I'm gonna tell her to just be ready, because I'm about to drop that seed and she gonna be who she need to be. So about 3 years before AD 1, according to prophecy and the biblical son, Christ laid out, you know what I mean? Nazareth, Bethlehem, that boy was real born so that we can see that we can live holy. And then he went to the tree and got them keys, that future. And this is what he said. If you don't know nothing, it's a love thing. Sing that with me. It's a love thing.
God is love.
It's a love thing.
God is love. 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 God is love.
Now when I think about the A, he's the Alpha, the B. Be blessed in Christ, he be the Mahdi. For the cats and Muslim, he's the deity. Rep that eternity, cause that's where I be. Going with these two and you see. Then we said he gonna be what? God is good, like my old LP, but I'll remix it on some track beat. I'll let my band, scissor hand, see. H, cause he said we can be holy, 1 Peter 1:16, and we can see him in glory. Then he says J, Jehovah Jireh, K, king. Or should I say we gonna be king? And we gonna see them queens and we gonna do all things. We gonna go there. Everybody there, right? Yo, listen, let's go there. We gotta bring them guns up in here. It's amazing. Let's say gotta have okay, you ready? We gonna break it down like L-O-V. Okay, check it out, dude. It's a L-O-V-E. It's a L-O-V-E. Everybody say L-O-V-E. It's that mic, bro. It's a L-O-V-E. It's a love thing. Gotta have husband. I need to play that's it. Gotta have it's a love thing. It's a love thing. It's a love thing. Gotta have it's a love thing. It's a love thing. Love, 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 thank you. Yo, man, appreciate that, man. Give it up for the Lord. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Didn't that feel good at home? I know they was feeling that at home. I know Grandma was closing her eyes and rocking in her chair.
She's like,
that's what that looked like. Grandma was just like, I can't believe they make Christian music like this. Are you sure this Christian music, baby? You sure this Christian music?
Right, it's the right channel. YouTube channel. So man, so let's talk in terms of, we wanted to kind of just inspire you today. Next we got something really major, but today, man, we just wanted to kind of reach out. There's a lot going on, just January 6th, man, we had an explosion of a whole bunch of people jumping on trying to take over the U.S. Capitol. I don't know what that was about. Well, I do know what it was about, but I mean, let me just want to inspire you today. Don't let these foolishness get you caught up
or get you distracted.
There it is.
Because it can be very distracting trying to keep up with stuff that is important to you, but not important to you.
Right. Make sure you stay in your lane because you can get dealt with, you know what I'm saying, coming sideways.
That's right. Like I know too.
They want to call it a revolution, but it might not be that, you know what I'm saying?
And try these. Right. And I think, and that's the reason why we want to do something, just a slight difference today. We will, of course, have our artists and all that. We always do some fun stuff. But I wanted to really dig in and just kind of share a few really positive points. One, but then also let's go back, Nipsey, man. Talk about Nipsey, man, and what? Because listen, that dude came from some serious dark sides. Just real talk. Go ahead, bro.
It's just a testament of that. You can grow, and you can definitely change. Now, change can be hard, but it's definitely inevitable to happen.
Right.
When you change, people around you change. So you should always, it's a good testament that you should always watch your circle. However, it just seems as if once you hit your purpose, that means you're really, really, really on the clock because you have reached that time to where you fulfilled your message to the world, to where the world can continue your message. So you always got to be vigilant to understand what is my message, because again, you don't know when your last breath is going to be. And then you just don't know how much of an impact your message is once you're gone.
Right.
So that's why, Nipsey taught us to go ahead and speak our message now, because tomorrow's not promised. Do what you need to do. Start that business. Get your clique together. Do what y'all need to do together. Grow together. Like, do what you got to do right now.
Yeah.
Because if you're gone, it's still going to last.
Yeah, and I think that's you're so spot on, because one of the things, I'm gonna give you a few keys, and actually on our show, our No More Dirty TV show this coming Friday, we're gonna deal specifically with some practical ways that you can do that. But I want to start today so that you can kind of get prepped for what's coming down the pipe. And there's a scripture I want you to, if you can pull it up on your phone, Job 12:12.
Download the Bible app real quick.
Yeah, now I love the fact you can do everything on your phone, man. Smartphones is smart Bible, baby.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I mean? But I want to leave this one point. This first point is, number one, we got to take time, like, really to discover who we are.
Yes.
I want to say this. If you're not sure of who you are, you will have a challenge discovering what your purpose is.
That's rich. That's rich. And I think that's where a lot of people is at right now. What's the text? What you looking for?
Job chapter 12:12, man.
Job 12:12.
Because we want to speak into your life, man, and so that when you get this music, because after you get through leaving us, hanging out with us, what happens next? Where are you? Who are you? What's the next move for you? New ways, new days, and new plays. Literally, what's your next play? What's your next plan? And we're going to pour into you these few minutes just so you can have that. We drop some music in between, but I really want you to get that. Go ahead, bro. What you got?
Let's see. Job 12:12 says, it is not wisdom found among the aged. Does not long life bring understanding? Ooh.
It's deep, isn't it?
I gotta read that one again.
Yeah, do that one, man. Because it's deep, bro.
Is not wisdom found among the aged? Does not long life bring understanding? So pretty much, you have to live to learn. And as you're learning, you're living.
Correct. Woo. And I love what Job did. Now check this out. Job was sitting on the mount because, the devil said to Jesus, he said, listen, you bless. The reason why Jesus is rocking with you, just like somebody say to us, man, you always talking about this God stuff, this Yahshua stuff. You're only saying that because every time you ask God, he give you something. Well, let me just say this.
It definitely comes with a sacrifice.
It comes with a sacrifice and a responsibility, number one. But there's a time when this stuff don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
And for me, I live my life like this don't mean anything. But for the record, Job has lost everything. And he says to his friends, here's the question. Is not, or is this the deal or not?
Man.
Is this the real or not? What we saw on January 6th was not the real. It was just a distraction.
Definitely.
You have a whole bunch of people saying a lot of craziness, jumping in, beating up, acting a fool. And we go, oh, man, there must be some truth to that. No, sir. Jesus said, when you see all the big crowds running like that, you need to go the opposite way. For the most part.
Definitely. Can't follow the crowd.
Yeah, because the crowd really is, all they're doing is following someone else as a leader without a lot of time having purpose. Go ahead. I see you, bro. I see you.
And the whole thing is following some man-made ruins, you know what I'm saying?
Wow. That's it, bro. Like, why not just say, God, I need to ask you a question? Why not say, Dre the drummer, I had always about this. What do you think about this? Or Scissorhand, I always wanted to do music, but I didn't think I could do it without explicits. How do you do it? Question.
Gotta ask them.
There's no dumb question. There's no stupid question. The only one that's the worst is the one that's never asked. Wait, what you talking about?
Nah, I used to be the one that never asked the question.
Wow.
I was just trying to find the answer with not asking the question, and that's actually ironic in itself.
Hey, you know what, playing young black male, I used to get on annoy them by asking the question. I learned not to care though.
But why? Why? If you ask me why one more time,
right.
So go ahead, let them ask why, because that why they're curious. They're curious for learning. Sometimes we don't need to put a ceiling on learning, especially when the kids are young.
Yeah.
Because when they're young, they actually can learn more than we can learn as an adult.
Right.
And they learn with the capabilities to add to the learning in the moment.
Right.
So when we get older, we have to learn, then go back and relearn, and then think, okay, what does that mean again?
And then unlearn.
They're coming in like, I'll just take it all in and figure it out as I go.
And I guess that's why the word just says you got to be as a child.
Woo-wee.
To
even enter the process.
Into the gates, you got to be as a child. Man, that's wow.
And here's what's crazy. Let me say this real quick, and we're gonna go to a next. Just drop a little something. But here's the thing. Listen, if we would just stop and ask a question so that we can actually learn, then the purpose begins to make sense as we ask questions. How do you get purpose? You've got to ask someone that you see as credible and start with God. And say, God, listen, this is what I'm trying to do with my life. And then God will send the spirit and say, well, go talk to this person, go see this person, go. That's what happened here. I was like, Lord, I want to do something off the chain for God, for you. He said, I bet I'm gonna connect you. Then I met this guy. Then I met this guy. Then I met this guy. Then I met sponsors. Then I'm like, and all I wanted to do was do something positive and be a blessing.
So pretty much, if you put your mind to it, write it out, it can pretty much come. It can pretty much happen. So the saying that dreams come true is pretty much for real, and it's not a fairy tale like some people might say. Oh, dreams don't come true, but on the flip side of it, for the dream to come true, you actually got to work the dream to make it come true. So laziness is not an option, right?
Correct.
Bam, there it is.
Drop a little something on it, man. Give us something, bro. I'm feeling some kind of way, man.
I know, right? I'm in my feelings today.
Oh, okay. And this is a nice little. God is good all the time.
Get on up.
Get on up.
Hey.
Get on up. God is good.
Get on up.
All the time.
Get on up.
All the time.
Get on up.
Yes, he is. Get on up.
God is good.
Get on up.
God is good.
Get on up.
Yeah. God is good.
Get on up.
Hey.
Now here's the deal. You gotta make it real. Flip the B, the I, the B, the L, the E, and then go for a D. Gotta work hard. Gotta work hard. You can't play. You can't sleep. You gotta work hard. Now he's the way, the truth, the light, and he will set you free. Give you wisdom, peace, so that you can be what you need to be, and you share the gospel seed. Now, if you really, really want to do right thing, then you gotta give your life to him too. And when he get done, they gonna be like who? Drake, me, and Silverhand G. Get on up, get up, God is good. Get on up, get on all the time. Get on up,
yeah, God is good.
Get on up, get on up.
God is good.
Get on up. I see over there. You got something wrong?
You know I just got my verse.
Okay, check it.
Sit up in the shape that they never plays. Looking on the thing that Christ made, but the first lady said never get it. The book can't prove anything right. So much I gotta say about all the things he's done. Things done low, sunny house just begun. We won because it on the side, and it can be all right. Check it out. Listen to this rhyme, say a beat ball player. Check my man Christ out. Who's the S-I-N slayer? Over here, over there, he would give you anywhere. He even gave us something when the father cut it out, but she slipped it off, threw it off to the floor. She trying to make the things over there be bold. What she trying to live bad, brother, son, he's cat. Stressing with the goodest things and Christ is all that.
That's the reason why we say hit your knees and pray to the G-O-D constantly. And when you get done, then get up a beat. It's hit back to 2, 2, 1, and O-D. But you know you gotta write it down, B.
Write it down.
You gotta go tell somebody, G. Then we say, come ride with me, like Jesus in the 11 and the 12 disciples. But you get on up, hey. Get on up.
You can't sit down.
Get on up. You gotta move. Get on up. Don't be a lazy. Get on up.
God is good.
Get on up.
God is good.
Get on up.
God is good.
Some bright morning when this life is over, I'll fly away.
That fly away clap.
I'll fly away.
That fly away clap.
Hey.
Give it up for my man DJ Scissor, man. I love that, man. You brought that one back, bro.
Man. Man, this grandma and them music right here. This grandma and them music right here, man. You go
as a lemonade, man.
that milk. This that milk one right here. This that milk and cookies right here. Grandma was like, I don't know what to say about this one. This music here. I guess this Jesus music. That Fly Away. You touch grandma with that Fly Away.
And shout out to Linda Burrell. She was on the hook too on that one. We had couple artists on there too, but appreciate. All right, so like the second thing I would say then is once we realize that there is the reality to be able to do well and find and search and receive your dream, what you have to really do is stop listening to the noise.
So can I kind of talk about that one just a little bit because you talked about Job. And then now you're talking about don't listen to the noise, but I got to touch on it, man. So since Minister Fred talked about Job, right, and now he's sitting here telling us to don't listen to the noise, but what most people don't really understand, the noise that Job heard was straight from his household.
Loved one.
You talking about his wife, his kids, his family, his employees, the servants. Everybody was telling him to curse God and go ahead and die.
That's it. And you forgot the nation and his best friends that he thought were his best friends in the moment. And here's the deal.
In his ear, the whole time, in his ear with negative words. You ain't gonna make it. And no one does that. This guy doing this to you. This number guy doing this to you.
And it's important, man. That is so deep, Dre. It's so deep that you don't listen to the foolishness in the noise. Listen, all already we saw on Wednesday, all the stuff, patriotism, religion, this and that. None of it made any sense in terms because you still vandalized. You still said things negative about people. You had nooses hanging from the White House, from the Capitol doors and on the courtyard. And I mean, what sense does it make to do all of that and then say that we're Americans or we're doing something with a purpose when the purpose was never designed to be positive? And then to Twitter and say things like, we won't be silent. You weren't silent the whole time you was hurting people. There has never been a silent moment for the Patriots and the Trumpsters.
Right.
There haven't been one silent moment
in history.
In history.
Right.
In history. You're right. And actually, even before then.
I was going to say in time, but I just had to make sure I was going to be factually correct when I said that. But even in history, in historical time, there has never been a time to where it's been quiet like that, or AKA peaceful. And I think that crosses lines culturally. And I just, the reference point was Wednesday when we saw that monstrosity. But I'm going to bring it home to us in the Black and brown community. Nipsey Hussle said it all the time. Why are we doing this to each other? You get mad when someone who does it to you that don't look like you. I'm gonna go there. But you're all right with.
But I'm in one block and you on another block. And then you're going to shoot and kill me and take and rob from me in my own neighborhood, which is your neighborhood.
Which we don't own.
And we don't own none of it, man. We don't own one thing.
Stepping on toes.
So now let's level up. The first thing is, like you said, we have to level up and we have to know our purpose. And the next thing is we have to then begin to take the land. What did Jesus say to Josh? What did the Lord say? Yeshua said to the Lord, as I was with the old school Moses, I'm with you. Listen, I'm gonna do it like this. He said in Joshua 1:6, he said, wherever the sole of your footstep, I'm with you. Mm-hmm. He said you can possess all the land, every bit of it, if you do a few things. Keep my commands, principles, treat people right, do what's right, obey me. Love, and he said, and love your neighbor. Mm-hmm. On Wednesday, and a lot of times all through history, we see people not loving their neighbor, and then you want to call it democracy. Right. You will not destroy the foundation of democracy, which is love, fairness, justice, and truth.
let's dig deeper on the love thing. It's more so love for mankind.
Correct.
Because you can love all you want to. You can love yourself, love your house, love your money, but it means nothing to democracy if you don't love mankind.
That's
any race or creed.
Right. And I'll even go deeper. There is only one race, the human race.
There we go.
Stop all of this. The black race. That's what kills me. And you know that's politically driven.
Right.
And you know it's economically their way of strategizing to destroy the economic leveling up power.
The deadly wound will be healed.
That's it. Listen, there's 5 blood types. I could be black and have a O blood type. You can be white and have an O type. If we both get shot or we get hit accidentally by a bus and we're in an emergency, you can give me your blood and you're not African American, or you're European and you can give me your blood. You know, that's why God created the body so unique. You can't front on just colors.
Right.
Colors mean nothing at the end of the day if you don't love. I love that, bro.
Love is an action word. You're going to show me that you love me. You ain't going to tell me. You can tell me all day, but you're going to show me what love looks like.
And then the third point I want to just share is that we have to now make decisions to do more for the betterment of ourselves and our people and our community as a whole. Love.
Someone is always watching.
Mm-hmm. Every time.
Always. When you think someone is not watching, they watching the most.
Why do you think God created that way? I got a question. Why do you think God created the process of observing, watching, seeing, viewing, looking? Why did he create it that way? To learn.
The mentor must have a mentee, so the mentor can never be complacent, so he can always continue to learn.
Did he get deep? Okay, you need to slow that down. Look at them over there. I got you, but we got to dig.
Okay, I see him back there. It's like, well, wind that back. Say that again. All right, let's do it again. We'll wind that back. Let's see if I can collect my thoughts again. The mentor must have a mentee, so the mentor can always stay at the level where he's always learning get back as a leader, to always make sure he's teaching the mentee to be better than the mentor.
And let me add,
go ahead,
semicolon, so that the mentor never forgets that he was a mentee.
Sometimes we forget.
And that's why that is one of the number one reasons why capitalism, the way we do business in America, is such a self-destructive process. If we did people right justly, like if I made $1 billion and then I turned around and donated 6 million, then it would be all good. It would literally be all good. You know what I mean? But we will make $1 billion and say, I got mine, you get yours. Or we'll make $1 billion and then we'll create a law and a policy so that people who don't have is going to struggle to become successful.
Now they won't even be an equal.
Correct.
Just crumbs.
I love that, man. You know, there's a scripture. Let's go here real quick. Psalms, verse 18. Let me give you this one right here. All right. The book of Psalms, and it's in 8 chapters 18. The division is 18 and verse 2. It's just really deep, man. I think we just wanted to kind of pour into you, because here's the deal. What happened this week, all those things that led up to Wednesday, were all distractions, like Dre said. And if you're not careful, you'll get caught up in distractions. Even as young people, if everything you do is at each other's throats, you know what I mean? Instead of, I have 3 brothers, I have cousins and whatever. But if I don't love my brothers and my cousins, I may do anything to my brother and my cousin. And be like, well, you should have did that. Okay.
And though I give my body to be burned,
come on,
and have not love, it profits me
0.
Nothing.
Go ahead and read that, bro.
All right, what was the verse?
18, verse 2.
Verse 2, all right. Psalms 18:2 reads, the Lord is my rock, my fortress, my deliverer. He is a rock in whose shadow I take refuge. He is my shield and my strong horn of defense.
That's a nice mix.
Hey, that's on the defense. Hey. That's the new shout music right there, huh?
Hey, I don't even know what to say.
That's that new shout right there.
But that's deep, man. What's your say, man?
So that's pretty much telling me that, they tell us that we should build our house on a rock and not the sand. So that means he's my rock. That means he's my foundation, first of all. He's my fortress. That means that he's my house that I built on. He is my covering. He's my fortress. Let's go. In whom I take refuge. So that means that if there's a storm going on or there's something crazy going on, I'm going to run to this rock, to this foundation that covers me to make sure that I'm safe from anything that is going on outside of this refuge, per se.
Correct. But let me add to that, and love that, because at the end of the day, the third point is this. In order for us to do more and be more, we must now choose to allow God to be the refuge. Mm-hmm. If we don't, then I have to take arms and be God plus me. It does not work.
Right.
What happened Wednesday is they took the authority of just, truth, peace, all those things in Philippians 4:8, and said, we're gonna take the capital and we're gonna make people do this because we don't believe it. It made no sense.
And wouldn't the purpose like to stop the process of
the recount of the election after it's been recounted and recounted?
It didn't.
How much sense does that make?
No foundation.
So
they didn't run to the rock.
They ran to the Capitol, and guess what? It still didn't make a difference. Now you got hundreds and thousands of people that's going to get locked up. Right. You're going to have people that died.
And they were professionals and leaders and politicians and their rhetoric.
But what God did is what he does with us when we act a fool. He allows us to act a fool so that the world, the nations around us, and we ourselves can look and say, what we did was not correct. Let God be God. You make wise decisions. I need to make wise decisions. We have to make wise decisions. And that's why he says, come together. Let us reason together, not fight together and tear buildings. You're not going to win that way.
Right.
Ever. It's going to just cost more. It's just going to cost more down the line. Just catastrophic things down the line. More negativity, more distress.
More rights we'll lose for acting a fool.
Exactly. Time and think about all the energy that they spent and the millions of dollars bringing in law enforcement to do nothing.
Right.
But law enforcement was killing us. But the waste, look at the waste. I'm talking about the waste at this moment. Mm-hmm. The waste of time, energy, people, personnel, facilities, assets, all of that became a liability in a matter of hours. So we want you to make wise decisions. Like, for real, this is 2021, folks. 2021.
A new mindset.
Yeah, level up.
I like what my man Funny Marco like to say when he doing his jokes. It's a mindset thing.
It is. All right, give us a little something, another beat or drop on. Or a song, just a little snippet of just a song, no matter.
Let the Bible play it, because it's Bible playing last time.
He gonna pull it. Here it go, but it's off my new record called Famo. It's for the brothers.
This is what happens in the trap. Man, I hear you, man. Listen, I got a trap, man. I got a baby mama plus drama plus 3 kids here, 4 kids there, and the po trying to serve me child support papers, man.
Man, listen, I get it, man. Man, I got a friend who can help you, man, with that legal reputation, man. You know I got kids, man. He did it for me. You know what I'm saying? Man, just hear me out, man.
I got a trap made by any means necessary. I do anything. Bang, slang, cook that game, shoot, rob, whatever, man. That's how I feel, man. Seeing my mama work 2 jobs, no benefits, and y'all call this an American dream? Nah, I'm about to get this money my way, bro. They call me king, I got a throne in this here trap.
Man, I get that, man. But, man, listen, man, that ain't the right way, bro. Listen, I saw your mom at the grocery store on my way here, man. And, man, She was just in tears and she hugged me and said,
hey man, I said don't bring my mom in this. All I see is death and murder and misery. Crooked cops getting off without penalties. Plus, man, I see these cases getting dismissed all the time, bro. And they gonna say it's a black and brown thing, man, please. It won't be
man, listen, that's the Malcolm X vote, man, and they was on two sides of the thing, and they still said, man, you gotta be in the system to change the system. I understand this, bro. So that's why I want you to come with me and get registered and vote, man. Come on.
So what a brother gonna do? All I know is trap bad dudes and worldliness goons, man. Snakes on every hand, waiting and waiting and waiting to catch me slipping, man. So I pop pills, deal with the ill, dance with the devil. I know it might be my last deal, but I'm paranoid. Man, that's why I sleep with a clip, man. I smoke L's. Help me, man.
So
I don't want this no more.
I get it. So here's the deal, man. I'm gonna be transparent for a minute, man, because I got out of this thing and I want you to know how I did it. Here's how I did it. Yeah. One, make a simple decision. I'm out of this game. No matter what, I'm done with this trap mess. Self-destruction. I mean, I'm determined, man. I'm getting my family out of this joint. And then number two, I asked God to send me some help, man. He sent me Minister Fred, man. Listen, here's his number, man. 256-698-9749. No more dirty.org, man. Call him, family.
That junk is crazy, and it's called Famo, man.
Bars. No, I'm dig that one. I think that's one of my favorites.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
I think that was our number one too. Actually, that was the number one we tested. That's the one that's radio. We're gonna work on a crazy cool video for it, actually. So, yeah. So that's what's up. With that being said, here's the deal. We as a people have to now make wise decisions. We got to wise up and level up, as you said. You know, if you're looking for fast money, fast times, fast hustle and flow, the only thing you can do is get it fast, and then you got to get rid of it fast, because it was never meant to keep for the long term. That's the problem with fast money and fast living. Like, really, that's the problem. Outside the principle, you can't keep that which is so fast, because as soon as you get it, you got to turn it out. Unless you clean baptize your money, then you can have some long money, some legal money.
Long-term goals.
Long-term, there you go.
Long-term goals.
Wow. You got the little one with you today?
Yeah, I got the little one with me today. He wanted to hang out with me.
That's what's up. Come on, y'all. Give it up for my Dre, man. That's what's up.
You want to be like Paw. Be like Paw.
Yeah, he be walking around his house. He be walking around his house with his little microphone. All right. He loves singing and doing this stuff. You know, his mom is a singer and his dad, you know, he hosting everything. So he be just being like mommy and daddy.
Blood, yeah.
It's in his blood.
You know, and I think that's cool. As we finale this point here, one of the other things too is that we have to now make decisions to be around positive, inspiring people.
No negativity.
It is not an option. For you, why is that so important, Scissor?
Man, growing up and realizing and becoming a man and an adult, man, I had to realize how much of an negative influence I was to my peers and stuff. And then knowing that was not necessarily the decision I wanted to be. So in actuality, I had to cut all of them and go cold turkey on everything that wasn't in my favor. So here I am, walking the path God chose for me and doing a whole lot better than I did being around them negative influences and distractions.
Let me ask another question, Scissor. What did that look like when you said you had to do something different, cut ties? What does that mean? Because somebody's listening, right?
Yeah.
And they're going, man, I got mad respect for these brothers. And I hear the principle, which is you got to cut ties and other things in there. But what does that really look like visually? Make that visual for us for a second.
Man, I can say, hey, it wasn't an easy thing. It wasn't something I necessarily chose. But what it ended up looking like for me was isolation, being an introvert, little depression, which in a sense, though, me being a thinker and a Capricorn that I am, used that time to strategize and figure out how it's going to be an impact in society coming out of that isolation.
And that goes back to what Dre said. That really is Habakkuk too. He says, you know, what did Jeremiah was saying? He was saying to your boy, you're on the wall, right? He said, you're looking at all this foolishness. He said, stand and watch on the wall. So you checking all of this foolishness on the wall. You seeing how this is impacting you negatively. And then what is the first thing he says, man? He says, the first thing you got to do is talk to God. Isolate yourself from all of that noise. Isolate it.
Close it off.
Close it off. Close it off. Off. Then he says, then after you have a conversation, you can then strategize. You literally, if you don't have nobody saying you can't make it, you ain't worth it, you ain't no good, your daddy was like this, your mama was like that, your cousin, all y'all ain't know. You cut all of that off, and you can hear and see clearly. Something he said, comes by hearing and hearing the word of God, or hearing something that's positive. What about you, Dre?
Man,
what was it for you, man?
It was a process. It was a process because I am a trusting person. I believe that everyone has some good qualities in them per se. But I had to learn that everyone is not for you just because they're around you.
Right. Powerful.
So I had to have a heart-to-heart with myself. Be like, can you do it?
Come on, make it personal.
You know what I'm saying? Can you figure this thing out? Because sometimes we kind of want to piggy off someone or be like, hey, do this for me. What do you think about this? And you don't ask yourself these questions. So I had to go through the process of asking myself the questions and learning myself to say, you know what? I don't need to hear this. These are triggers. These words get me upset. These words hurt my feelings. These words make me feel uncomfortable. These words actually make me depressed. So I had to learn where those triggers came from to where I can move forward. Still be in a good place with those people. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not always healthy to cut everyone off.
Right.
You know, someone says don't burn the bridge, that, it's not good to burn the bridge because you never know when you might need that and they might need you.
Right.
So I just let them know that, hey, at this point in my life, I heard it one day, it said to me, I was listening to a sermon one day, and it said that we have to have clearances, certain clearances to certain levels in our life. So I had to realize that everyone did not have the top secret clearance to be where I wanted to be when it came to my dreams or my purpose or where I wanted to be. So everyone doesn't have a top secret clearance. So you should let people know what levels they are at in their life, because everyone are brought into our life for a reason. But it's up to us to put them in a different levels or where they should be to where they help us out as a person.
Yeah, I love that. For me, that moment came like what you were saying as far as becoming, I had to stop and get up out of the noise. But for me, what it was, I had to forgive myself. I had to say, okay, Fred, you're not perfect. You should have did this, but you didn't. But you're not dead.
Right.
And then I had to go back to God in my quiet isolation time and say, Lord, help me be a better Fred. Put people in my life that are going to speak life over me, in me, to me. And it was the toughest space to be in for me, because I'm an extrovert. So I like being around a lot of people. So to tell me to be in one room with God only, that's a problem. That probably was the biggest problem in the world for me. And but I'm grateful that I chose that decision. And he spanked me on some stuff. He told me this is what's up on others. And then when I was able to be transparent with him, because he wanted me my time just so I could be transparent. I'm gonna say that. Let him be in your life so you can be mad, upset, good, bad, ugly, whatever. Try and speak Father God, and it may come out like that, it may not, but he really wants you. And when I realized that he loved me and he really wanted me and he really wanted all of me, good, bad, ugly, I don't like myself, all of that. And he said, I can still get the other stuff straight, but you gotta shoot straight. You gotta come straight to me. It was in that moment that I got freedom. Peace that you talked about last week. I've got peace, and I can relinquish it, knowing that only he knows my deepest problems, issues. And then he said, that's no problem, we'll work on this. And then he brought people in my life like Scissorhand, Professor X. We chopped it up today about that. You know, and he was there for me, and I said some good things, I said some bad things. And he was like, are you good? You okay? He checked up on me. Some people be like, man, I'm done with you. And keep moving. And so I think it's important, and we wanted to be transparent today because what happened Wednesday really rattled the world. And most people that I spoke to on the job, off the job, and even rattled me for the first 3 hours. I was no good.
Yeah, I was actually in my feelings too. I was at work when I saw everything. And I was actually at work when I got the report that they was told to go into in shelters, put in shelter, whatever they called it.
In shelter.
Yeah, the shelter in place. There we go. Shelter in place.
The officials.
When it got to that level, I was like, am I watching Olympus is falling, or is this real life? Like this can't be real. This is a very secure place. You gotta, this can't be real. And then on the flip side of it, just 4 months, literally 4 months.
You are killing us.
People were getting beat up. People were getting thrown, tossed. Now, granted, there's two sides to every story.
Correct.
There's a right or wrong for everything, but yet and still, I tried to stay away from this this conversation for so long on social media. I just try to look and see, like here, like there, heart here, heart there. But this time, I had to speak up. This time, as a person of my age, my quote that I said on Facebook. Every single news station showed us what equality does not look like.
Yeah.
4 months apart, two totally different movies.
Yeah, and we in Nashville had the bomb, and it was a movie script too. So, and the treatment of a terrorist and all that type of stuff.
Right, and how it would justify or identify.
Lingos. I'm a person that like to listen to lingos, listen to words and things like that. And certain lingos were not used. Certain words were not used that 4 months prior were used very freely.
Right.
Multiple times. It was almost the title of the segment almost.
And not even appropriate.
There you go. But yet and still 4 months later, it's a totally different story.
And I think that's why God always has the last and the best say. Because what he did was he allowed the floodgates to open up, all of this foolishness to happen, just for everybody in the human world to look and say, that's not democracy. There, you can't even make anything right out of any of that occurred. And I think that was what's beautiful, because at the end of the day, when we become transparent, as we saw on Wednesday, of course, it was a negative transparency. What we got out of that was a positive thing, because now they will be handled. We know what democracy does not look like. We understand what we have to do as a people, a culture, a nation, and individuals. And most importantly, we have to go back and we have to really investigate what we say when we say politically correct, when we say we're patriotic, or when we say that we love God. God who? And who is driving you from the God perspective? And so if the person or the individual that you believe in is pushing some platform where it offends God and man or God, it is not of God. I want you to know it's not of God at all. He says the two great commandments, everything hangs on these two pieces of tablet. Love God with your whole heart, mind, soul, strength. And the second is likened unto the first. Not second is less than the first. Likened unto, meaning when you do this, you will automatically be good with that. Love your neighbor as you love me and myself.
And the major term today is self-love. So if you love yourself that much,
come on,
that much, so whatever that self-love look like, whatever you do for self-care, self-love, that's how much love you should give
someone else.
To your neighbor. So if you go all in for yourself, that's how much you need to go in for your neighbor too. Love your neighbor as it's not more, not less, but as
equally
yourself. Everything has a balance to it. Sometimes we get unbalanced trying to do more, trying to do too less. But if you do for someone else that you would do for you, but then on the flip side of things, sometimes we don't know what to do for ourselves, which leads to we don't know how to love our neighbor. So that means you still kind of got to study what love looks like.
And you got to go back in that room, that isolated moment.
There you go.
Like what you both said, you got to go and be isolated and say, God, I don't know what I'm doing. Man, all I know is hate. I was treated like this as a kid or as an adult. I was violated. Just be honest with him. If you, for once in your life, be honest. Be totally honest with him or with God. And then let him show himself to be God. So you can show yourself to be you, the best you, because he is the best God. It just is what it is. So, I just think it's important because a lot of times we could have just did a show and just moved on like none of this happened on Wednesday. And you see that in some of the media, they act like, well, no, there's not a And as people that believe in truth and we believe in God and we believe in a fair and an equal system of life, the ecosystem moves, You got the air, you got the water, you got the synergy, then you got humanity. If something's out of place, we all dead. You know what I'm saying? We out of there. So anyway, I just wanted to we pray that this was very encouraging. We do our God's mailbox. You're gonna throw some on and I'm gonna let Dre just kind of share that because I love the way Jay shares that. But I do want to remind you that on next Saturday, we're doing a very special thing because here's what's happening. Next Saturday, next weekend is Dr. Martin Luther King celebrated holiday, right? Come on, let's give it up for the King, man.
Let's go. Got a dream.
Yeah, man. He took a dream and changed everything. The beloved community is what we're going to focus on. And what we're doing on next Saturday, we're going to show a very special screening documentary that is called We Cried, and it's very powerful. We have partnered with another amazing organization, the Poor People's Campaign. And we are doing this amazing, and I mean, when I say amazing, I mean it's amazing. And so let me make sure I get it right here. I want to make sure I got that right. 1 second. Okay, there it is. All right. So what it is there is a documentary, it's an official documentary. We're going to show it today. And it is called We Cried Power. We Cried Power. It's the Poor People's Campaign. And that is, that was the national platform after the voting initiative that the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. started for equal fair pay. And then also that there were equality in the areas of justice and economics. And so the Poor People's Campaign became birthed out of that. So we're going to have, by God's willing, we're going to have Dr. Christopher Thomas from the Growth Network, powerful brother, dealing with the piece of hip hop, economics, and church faith. Then we're going to also have joining us my homie, everybody knows, Trey Calvert. He's one of our local young adults like yourself. It's a community activist leader who experienced something most recently, of injustice and what he has put forth together and some of the new things that we are doing, partnering with him in 2021. And then we're going to also have the state leader for the Poor People's Campaign, Pastor Carolyn Foster. So we're going to show the documentary, the screening, and then we're going to do an amazing sharing panel discussion with him. And so we have a special guest. I'm working on somebody really, really dope, conscious, dope artist. So I don't want to give his name out until I'm confirmed it. But when I tell you it's going to be a dope show, a dope experience. So please take the time to mark your calendars next Saturday, 2:00. And then we're going to get in right. We're going to be on time. So you already know how we do it and make a significant impact in our community. So to share that. And don't forget to tune in to the No More Dirty Radio show on tomorrow at 5 o'clock, G93 Radio. Download the app. Just leave it on your phone. And then also 103.1, we up at 6 o'clock. What's up with the prayer piece, man? God's mailbox, bro.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. You got some stuff you want to say? You got anything you want to say? You good? Okay, yeah. He said, nah. He said, no, I'm good, Dad. But again, everyone, we hope that you really learned something, some things tonight, some practical tools that you can use in your everyday life. But I know with all of this talk and everything, it probably led you some things to kind of hit your mind. Kind of really think about that stuff like, can I do it? Am I going to make it? Is this really my purpose? Will my dreams come true? But guess what? We're at this time of the program here at Bible Beats and Bars where you can write it down. And like I like to say, and make it plain. Write that thing down. Put it on paper. And just leave it there. We're going to do it with you like we always do. We're going to leave the stage. We're going to open the box up and we're going to put it there. And what we really do is just leave it in God's hands. We're putting it in on paper and we leave it in God's hands. So while the DJ plays our song or plays that music or meditation, just take that time, take your mind where it needs to go and write it down. Be like, God, this is what I'm giving it to you. It's in your hands. And I know you're going to make this dream happen in your time, not my time, but your time. And we'll say a closing prayer at the end. So right now, just get a pen and a piece of paper and write your thoughts out. Write the vision and make it plain.
I love you and depend on you. I love you and trust in you. See, I found out He will. I love to lead. I love and depend on you. All I need is one witness, somebody here that's trusted. You see, I found out He will, 'cause I love to lead. I got another thing, singing over, I'm leading on Jesus, singing over, I love to lead. I love and depend on it. I wish I had somebody here that's trusted. See, I found out He will, 'cause I love to lead. I got one more thing, singing on my street, again. I'm leading on Jesus, everlasting, singing on my ride. I love to lead on Jesus. Yes, I love to lead. And depending on it, can I get somebody here that's trusted? See, I found out all the time when I was down and I couldn't get up. And all I had to do, y'all, was trust in Jesus. That's all I had to do, y'all, was trust in Jesus. Can I tell you another thing? And I'm talking about me. You see, I remember 2 years ago, my body got fever, and then I got sick. I went running all over town. To every doctor I went to, all the doctors let me down. But when I came back to church, and then I got down on my knees, and then I called on Jesus, and I called on Jesus, and then Jesus stopped by and laid his hands on me.
I like that.
And he whispered in my ear. He said, listen, my child. Now while you were running and from here and there, and all you had to do was just go down. Don't you be afraid. Don't you know if I healed yesterday, today I'm still the same. When trouble comes into your life.
Lord, we want to say thanks again for just healing us and answering every request that has been shared. Thanks again for a wonderful Bible Beats and Bars session. Thank you for everyone that took the time to hang out with us and be a part of this wonderful experience with you. And bless us until we see each other again on this coming Friday with the TV show No More Dirty, and also fellowship on radio tomorrow, 5 and 6 p.m. We love you. We thank you in the name of Yeshua, who is the Christ. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Well, I think we got it all. Dre's in the back. We're hanging out with his son and stuff. So, we'll give any closing remarks, brother. We good.
Just like to thank everybody, man. Once again, man, you could be anywhere, but you in here with us, and we glad to have you on board, man. We, energy is good, man. To have such a wonderful audience, man, joining in with us, give us something to feed off of as well. So.
Yeah. And whatever we can do to be a blessing, we are, and we will. So again, shout out to our man in behind the scenes, Professor X, man. Y'all give it up for my man, Professor X. And Dre the drummer, man, he doing his thing. And so we just go out with a little bang, and we'll let Dre, if you want to come back up and say something, he can do that afterwards. But here it is. How you feeling, Dre? You good? Okay, yeah, because you the closeout, bro. We can't do it without you, man, because you the man. You that kind of dude. I love it. And shout out to my man Dre the drummer, holding it down, being the dad, man. And to all you fathers that are choosing, my man Scissor, you got his kids here, and all the others that are really making real positive strides, man. Keep doing that, man. Don't let nobody try and shush you out, man. You shut down your testimony, man, because you're doing it. You know what I mean? And that's what it is right there. So, yeah, man, that's cool, man. That little man there doing what he do, bro. In Jesus' name, behind me, and under my feet, I'm seated with Jesus in heavenly places, and if you be singing with me. So you've been tuned in to the session, Bible Beats and Bars. It's your host, Minister Fred II, hanging out with the baddest co-host. Yeah, I got two up, man. I feel good, man. What's up, man?
Okay, I'm back.
Daddy, take care, Daddy dude. I got you. Man. Oh, yeah, we got to say special thanks to all of our sponsors and keep this thing going. Oh, man.
That's a list of sponsors, man. That's some blessing right there.
You want to throw them out there, toss them out there?
Let's see if I know all of them. I think I know all of them. You got G93.
Yeah.
Shy Rock Nation.
Oh, man, Scopes.
Charles Beeson.
Photography.
Sound Smite.
You already know.
Multimedia Services. Area 256.
Come on.
Marcus Sims. Oh, that's dope. I didn't even know you had that. Okay, you keep this up secrets. Okay, I see what's up. Wait till I see him again. Marcus, we got to talk. I see you.
Yeah, man.
I see you, Marcus. Lift Your Vote. That was really dope. I had a great time being a part of that. That was really dope.
Jessica Barker, salute.
I can't wait till that season come back again. I think that might.
Oh, it's time. We ain't done.
I believe you too.
We turn stuff blue. We keep moving.
Speaking Out News. That's a legend right there. That is definitely a legend right there. Stric'ly Jesus. Took me back to my childhood with that one. I had that blue Stric'ly Jesus hat with the graffiti letters. Yeah, we got a little, yup. 90.9 FM WJAB. Yeah, that sounds really good. I love saying that. What's that? Key 360.
The Kiki 360 design, always keeping us hot and fresh and keeping the look. Amazing African-American sister that has an amazing company that does great things.
Okay, you got the Coalition for Justice Through Civic Engagement. Yes, I remember the whole thing. I got you. I read the whole thing. I got you. Because, you got to read the whole thing when you say that. Well, you got to read the whole thing we set up. Then you got West Side Community Church. I like the way that sounds. West Side. I know they have fun at their church. We're gonna get along some praise for West Side. Here in West Side, we're gonna have some West Side praise. Yeah, y'all know, y'all get it in. That sound like y'all get it in over there. Okay, we Huntsville. Okay, we HSB.
That's the skaters, man. They got their thing, man. They do that thing.
They go in every Sunday.
Yeah,
they
man.
be going in on Sunday. You got DJ Danye West over there. You got DJ Carl over there too. We Huntsville. Okay, vote. You got vote.
Vote Huntsville, Alexandrian House of Worship and Prayer. And then also it's Bishop Edwards. You know, you already know Unity Christian Fellowship International. They make sure that we straight, man, from month to month. They're also one of our core sponsors.
Nice. You got Sunshine
Enterprises, JQ Ellis. That's her brand and her business.
Oh, that's another one. I know.
Yeah,
she do everything.
And she also helped us with a lot of. She supported our Christmas drive and also Turkey's Thanksgiving drive. So shout out to JQ.
JQ, really dope, really dope. Appreciate it. And the big one. The big one.
Yeah,
you say the best for last. That's how we do it. You got the big one, then you got the other. Okay, I see it. I see it.
93.G.
103. Okay, I see it. You got 103.1 FM WIA, where you can always listen to the No More Dirty Ink radio show each and every Sunday at 6, right?
5 on G93 and 6 on WIA.
And you stay busy, man.
He's trying to keep up with you, man.
Let's get it. Level up. 3-4 times. That's how we're going to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been hanging out with us here in another edition of Bible Beats and Bars. You had a lot of crazy stuff you learned about today. Some of this stuff you probably already knew and you did not, and you really tried not to use all of this in your life, and you've been living that circle of insanity. So today we just broke that chain and we told you you can be sane by following your dreams and your purpose. And all you have to do is throw away the negativity. That's what we're going to do. So go ahead and turn your TVs up because you're feeling good right now. Yo, you in the good headspace. You're ready to just move forward in the future. You're ready to level up. Just it's your time to level up. We're going to level up here in 2021. That's what we all about, leveling up. So right now, DJ's going to turn those levels up because we already up. And we just want to say goodbye to you this week. And we're going to see you again next week. DJ, take us out the way. You only know how to take us out.
Yeah.
Thank you for hanging with us at Bible Beats and Bars. Minister Fred the host. And I've been your co-host, Dre the drummer. Y'all have a great week. See you next week, y'all.
Yeah.
Hey, I came up from nothing. Me, my mama, my auntie, my uncle, my cousin. Go straight to the hustle. Now the money is legal, but I do not trust me. And I done been through it. I done been in the bar. I done been through it. A young blood, flip $1 to a dub, no regrets, just a bunch of tattoos. They goes for the 50. Crown many temper when they give it. Never let my window try to tip me. I never been a picture. Picture bring a bottle to my station because we celebrating now that we fit. I came from the bottom of the slave ship. Bottom of the master boot is what the slave get. So when I rise, I'ma look them in the eye, say surprise, you can hit me, but my mama know it, man. Came from the bottom. Me and the lose, man, I'ma win either way. Even if they take it all, I'ma win either way. We gon' be in. I came up from the bottom. I came up from the bottom. I came up from the bottom. I came up from the bottom.
Hope y'all enjoyed yourself. We'll see you again next week. Salute.
Yeah. Yeah. I came up from nothing. I came up from one chopper sound like a drum roll is pop, 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 if you started. I came up from you cause ovals and Publix is not in the budget. The fathers is gone and the mothers are working. I have that stress today. But we need you not on deserters. You identify with me, right? I would say get your hands up, but I'm scared that cops may think that you may have a gun. So when you see me on the TV or throwing shows out in your city, just know I put on for those in the gutter that need me. You know that you not forgot. You know that God really got us. Never forgot that I came from the bottom. In the lose, man, I'ma win either way.
Even if they take it out, either way, we gon' be straight. I came up from the bottom. 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 I came up from the Tell me that you never let me down, down. 'Cause you're my final breath before I drown. I'm drowning, lost in this world with these waves all around me. Deep in the darkness where it's heartless. I don't know if I can make it, I'll be honest. I'm fading, trapped and I feel like it ain't no escaping. Down to the bottom, all these problems got me drinking. Might drown in this bottle, lost drama got me thinking. If I had one call, would you answer it? Or would you take back all of your promises? 'Cause I don't know who to turn to or who to trust. I don't know who to turn to or who to trust. So tell me that you never let me down, down. 'Cause you're my final breath before I drown. You're my last resort when it's too late. Who takes my pain away? So tell me that you never let me down. Gon' save me, 'cause I've been in way over my head lately. She ain't got me sinking, gone off the deep end. Heartache took my breath away, now I'm barely breathing in. I'm hoping, 'cause it's the only thing that keeps me sober. I feel like I'm losing it, like what am I doing here? I need you to bail me out, I need you to pull me in. If I had one call, would you answer it? Or would you take back all of your promises? 'Cause I don't know who to turn to, I don't know who to turn to, so tell me that you never let me down, down. 'Cause you're my final breath before drown, drown. When it's too late, who takes my pain away? So tell me that you never let me down, me down.
the pandemic, where new infections surpassed 2 million in just 6 weeks.
Deaths over police brutality have highlighted social injustices.
Today, 2 federal unemployment insurance programs that would have been extended in the relief bill now expire.
New morning to mercy should got me feeling this way. Ain't gotta worry about nothing, won't see a frown on my face. So I'll just keep on my skipping and I will be on my way. Won't let the cares of this world stop me from my happy days. Oh, I'll keep living life to the fullest. You came to give me life, I'ma live it more abundantly. Oh, I'll keep living life to the fullest. You came to give me life, I'ma live it more abundantly. Now that days right here, we're singing now that days right here. Life is good, 'cause you're good always. We're singing no bad days, no bad days right here. In your failures and heartaches, forever he will remain. When you're broken and hurting, he'll wash away all your pain. May your days be filled with hope and grace. And grace. Oh, I'll keep living life to the fullest. You came to give me life, I'ma live it more abundantly. Oh, I'll keep living life to the fullest. You came to give me life, I'ma live it more abundantly. Now that days right here, we're singing now that days from here. Life is good, 'cause you're good always. We're singing now that days from here. Days from here. Today is the day that you have made. You have made. So I will rejoice and be glad in it. Oh, now that days right here, we're singing now that days from here. Life is good, 'cause you're good always. We're singing no bad days, no bad days from here. Days from here.
This message of No Bad Days, it is so good. It is really to just encourage people that life is good because God is good. It's not an insensitive message of, oh, I don't see what's going on. The Bible says that we're to walk by faith, not by sight. As the just we shall live by faith and faith alone. And that's what we're believing for with this song, No Bad Days.
Racist Christians, I've been searching for you. I've been wondering where you live and what kind of church you go to. Do you pledge allegiance to Christ and not to the enemy? If so, then how you justify hate hatred and white supremacy. And if you from a family that taught you racism, you could change it. Dialogue and prayer mixed with counseling just might rearrange it. Are you trying to grow or you secretly like to see division? Once you find out Jesus ain't white, do you still want to be a Christian? We come from a place where the pastors use scriptures out of the Bible to make slaves obey their masters. And we trying to turn this chapter, but we can't ignore this data. White cop kill a black man, no jail time, seem like black lives don't matter. Racist Christians out there searching for you. 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 Racist Christians, will you see what's happening? Sunday morning you screaming Jesus, but we don't see that passion. When folks out here fighting for freedom, you never speak up, and that's why black folks been turning from Jesus, cause people feel it's scammed. And if you say it's love, now I'm wondering if you just an actor. Black man killed in public behind closed doors due to burst and laughter. If you hate racism but don't do nothing, that's still a problem. Silence equals violence, bring race up and we a church divided. We come from a place where the pastors use scriptures out the Bible to make slaves obey their masters. And we trying to turn this chapter, we can't ignore this data. White man kill a black man, no jail time, seem like black lives don't matter. Racist Christians out there searching for you. Racist Christians out there searching for you. Racist Christians out there searching for you. Racist Christians out there searching for you.
What did you think? What did you think? You gon' take it from me? What did you think? What did you think? You gon' take it from me? I was falling off and you took it as a joke. I was making a little gimmick, you took it as a hoax. So you see me on Instagram getting shout out by the gold. You got Pluto was my limit, that ain't even coming close. I've been added, it's automatic, embedded in my soul. Knew I had it, attached, stacking, invested in my goals. But you know about pouring out your account for your dream. I was broke in Atlanta, I had to lean on my team. This will be told by the gleam. Let's go my back like it's tatted on me. Covered by the blood like 6ix9ine, ratted on me. Let's keep on falling, niggas spatted on me. I be going dumb on the ones that be catting on me. They say they wanna stop me. I just swing to the left, let them rock me. What did you think? I'm stopping the green light for the red dot, one shot like. What did you think? What did you think? You gon' take it from me? What did you think? What did you think? You gon' take it from me? What you think? What you think? What you think? What you think was gonna happen? What you think? What you think? What did you think? You think you gonna take it from me? Out here in the West like a blue face, baby. Walk on my fist like a blue shape, baby. Even that rappers like Two-Face, get it till they meet the dark night. Then it's too late, baby. You know I got the keys for the 7D. You can catch me, see you walking on the 17. Where I leave and they think I'm up in ketamine. They got the most high, I don't need amphetamines. But we bust down the cross before I get it tatted. Why? Cause you trash where your cardiac is. She said you harder than a heart attack is. What you think? Cause you knew that I was hardly average. They said they wanna stop me. Just swing to the left, let them rock me. What did you think? I'm stopping the green light for the red dot, one shot. What did you think? What did you think? You gon' take it from me? What did you think? You gon' take it from me? What you think? What you think? What you think? What you think was gonna happen? What you think? What you think? What did you think? You think you gonna take it from me? Oh.